This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Scandalous Shifters, Paranormal Box Set by Mia Taylor. Scandalous Shifters, Prequel. Scandalous Shifters, Book 1, Short Story, Mia Taylor. Chapter 1. What am I doing here? The bartender nodded toward Magnus's empty glass, the judgment in his eyes almost palpable as he studied the half-drunk mess in front of him. "Top you up, detective?" Barris asked with a brightness that made Magnus want to punch him. There was a smug arrogance which permeated through his pores and put Magnus into an even fouler mood, even though he should have been used to it by now. "What do you think?" Magnus growled in response, his mouth forming a firm scowl. "I think you're towing the line of sobriety," Barris replied bluntly. Magnus's frown deepened and he glowered at the barkeep with disdain. They had the same conversation almost every night, and he wished Barris would work on some new material. It was getting to be as stale as the beer. Anyway, it didn't much matter how much Magnus had to drink. His genetics would ensure he wouldn't cling to the buzz long enough for even a decent hangover. Drinking is such a stupid thing for a shifter to do, he thought irrelevantly. A complete waste of time and money, yet here I am. Every damned night. Barris stared at him impassively, and Magnus bristled. "If you're thinking about cutting me off, I'll have you know, I leapt over that line over 3 drinks ago, Barris. Doesn't make much sense to stop me now, does it?" The server gave him a wan smile, knowing full well that bears had no issue holding their own. But it was simply in Barris' nature to give him a hard time. It was difficult not to work in an establishment like that without having some kind of attitude after all, and Magnus almost forgave him. Almost. "I know," Barris retorted, reaching for the bottle of vodka he hadn't bothered to replace on the back bar. "I'm counting the minutes until you start in with the Surrey cops." Magnus snorted, pushing his glass forward for Barris to top him up. A shot of defensiveness coursed through him, but he didn't let the bartender see that he was annoyed. "They started it," Magnus muttered. "You say that every night," Barris countered, pouring 2 fingers of straight vodka into the glass, despite the cup being dirty and in desperate need of changing. Magnus didn't bother asking for a new one either. "Maybe because it's true every night," Magnus growled, looking around sirens for the offending officers. The cop bar was unusually quiet, but it occurred to Magnus then that it was the normal traffic for a Tuesday night. He was even more startled to realize that it was a Tuesday night. The days are all starting to blur together. What the hell happened to me? "There's a difference tonight," Barris replied, shoving the drink back across the bar with contempt. The liquid spilled over the filthy countertop and onto Magnus's hand. "What's that?" the detective asked without any interest. He was already bored of the conversation with Barris and wished the surly bear barkeep would move along. "If you get into trouble tonight, I have full authority to ban you," Barris smirked. Shock shivered through Magnus in a bolt, and suddenly, the buzz he'd accumulated over the past 4 hours abruptly dissipated. He gaped in disbelief. "Ban me?" he echoed. "Frankie wouldn't ban me. I've been coming here since I was walking the beat. Hell, I was here for this shithole's grand opening in 1967. Ban me? What power trip is this fool on?" "The order didn't come from Frankie," Barris replied, his smugness sparking an insurmountable fury in Magnus's gut. "It came from Forrester." If Magnus had been confused before, he was dumbfounded now. What the hell does Forrester have to do with anything?" If possible, Barris' smile widened, and he looked hideous, leering.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.